You guys, I had sushi, and it was glorious. Glorious, glorious, glorious sushi. What's up, everybody? I have my uni ball. I have many uni balls. If you were not here yesterday and saw the uni balls, wait, I'll show you again. They're mine. They're all mine. You can't have them. You cannot have them. Okay, let me get some stuff. Let me get the chat box up. I've already tweeted, therefore I am. I gotta grab another spoiler thing for later. All right. So first up, what's up, YouTube? If you're watching this on YouTube, you're not hanging out with us live. I don't know why you're not hanging out with us live. You can. There will be lower thirds. There will be things down there that tell you how to hang out with us live. And then I've lost my train of thought. That's it. Stream's over. Train of thought is gone. Anyway, oh yes, okay, so we're going to do the book review first. We're going to dive into this fun little read. I'm pretty sure I read this in like 2 days. I normally go through Dean Koontz's novels pretty fast, and I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. Like, I've never actually looked up how to pronounce it. Something is silent at the end, but like, whatever. He is one of my favorite authors, despite some problems that I have with his writing, which we'll get into in a second. But anyway, we're going to do that book review, and then we're going to dive into some gaming and AC Origins, which is super fun and super pretty, and I really dig the story. That'll be after the review. So let us jump in. Missa, I got my screens up. Let us jump into this review right now. So this book, Dean Koontz is What the Night Knows. If you're not familiar with him, he is a horror writer, but a lot of his horror novels have paranormal / supernatural leanings. They're really cool. They're really, really, really cool. So this book is about a serial killer, and it is about a cop dealing with this serial killer. And I say dealing because tracking really isn't the right word. He's dealing with a serial killer in this novel, but the serial killer is dead. Right, it's like that. So since we're in non-spoiler territory, let me it's always hard for me to talk about books without spoiling them because I really just want to like dive deep into spoiler stuff. So I know that I'm kind of like very almost like, I guess like too non-spoilery, but I'm always afraid I'm going to say something. So just deal with it. Just deal with it. So this book, if you are not familiar with Dean Koontz, I highly recommend that you read him, but I would not recommend this be the first book of his that you read. And he's like in the vein of like James Patterson, where he writes like 1,000 fucking books a day or whatever. It's crazy. So he's got a ton. The Odd Thomas series I've heard was really good. I haven't read that yet, but I've heard great things about it. My favorite book of his is Phantoms. That book scared the shit out of me. And I loved how he did that story and the horror in that particular story. Phantoms was great. Do not watch that stupid movie with Ben Affleck. That movie is terrible. It is like, it's not even laughably fun. It's just dumb. Like, they just fucked that up. Read the book, though. The book is fucking phenomenal. I'm trying to remember other books of his. I have them. I'll try to remember to put them down in the YouTube description about other books of Koontz's that I really enjoy. I did not enjoy this one. This one was good, but this one suffered from. Okay, so like I said, let me just back up. The story follows this detective, and this is kind of, says it's on the back cover, who's dealing with this serial killer and how he can stop him and pretty much protect his family. And the serial killer is dead. So we're having to deal with that kind of supernatural horror element, and they didn't call the Winchesters, so they beat, right? And it's got fucked up stuff in it about what the serial killer does, really good backstory on the serial killer and how he came to be a serial killer. It's not really a happy book. It really dives into like, and his books aren't, so like he writes horror. It really dives into like the darkness of human nature. But with your protagonist, with John, the main character, and Alton is the serial killer, but John's the main character. He's the good guy. He's the cop. You get that sense of, battling of the good and evil and whatever. Koontz writes really well as far as keeping the story going. Murder can be happy. It depends on who you're murdering, Tech. It depends. It depends on who you're murdering. The story does a really good job. You stay. A really good job of keeping it going. Like it doesn't let up. It's not boring. My problem is, and this is just something that you just have to accept about Koontz if you ever read him, is he describes every little fucking thing excessively. Like, he is just one of those where this book doesn't even need to be as big as it is, because you could have grabbed 20 fucking pages of his unnecessary, and I'm not even talking about like him like describing a murder weapon, or something like when he dives into like the horror of the scenes and people getting murdered and shit. Like, that stuff's awesome. I'm talking about like John goes to bed, but John doesn't just go, like, he sits down on the bed and then he takes off his shoes and then he takes off his jacket, and then you have John's thoughts as he's taking off his jacket and brushing his teeth. He's like meticulous like that. Like, it's a lot. Like, you can tell that he's a very visual writer, but I don't know. I feel like he's one of those that he's just so famous now he doesn't have to listen to his editor. But I swear to God, like, I wonder like what the book looks like before it gets to the editor, cause damn, he's just excessive with that. Jesus Christ. But with him, you just end up skimming. You'll end up skimming some pages and trying to find where the shit is actually relevant to the fucking story, and you'll kind of pick it up there. That's just him. He does have a tendency in some of his novels to be anticlimactic. Not so in this one, which I was really, really happy about. There was a good build up and there was a really good payoff at the end, so that was really dope. Some of the dialogue felt a little off in this to me. I felt like in the beginning, the conversations with John and his wife Nicolette, who is lovely, I don't know, just the dialogue just it felt a little wooden. It felt like a writer writing dialogue, not like two people talking. So that kind of threw me off a little bit at the beginning. It kind of gets a little better towards the end. But the dialogue between the family I don't like it. It just felt kind of weird. Thankfully there's not too much of it. There's a lot of, there's a lot of the internal monologuing going on in this book, where you just kind of, you're running around with the characters and the different characters about what they're experiencing in the house when some fucked up paranormal shit is going on, and how they're thinking about that. And he does a good job with the kids. John and Nicolette and his wife have 3 kids, 2 daughters and a son. Minnie's the youngest. There's Naomi and Zach. So the kids are cute. He does a better job writing them somewhat. So there are, and the reason I say somewhat is because there are, Koontz has a very strong voice as an author. Like, I feel like if you read a book and you didn't even look at who the author was, you would know that this was a Koontz book, and not just because he describes every little fucking thing. But he's just got that voice, and that voice shines through when he goes into the minds of his different characters, but it doesn't always sit well, because when I'm in the 13-year-old Zach's head, I don't want to hear Koontz's voice. I want to hear 13-year-old Zach's voice. And he kind of does a good job with that in some parts and kind of not. Like, towards the end of the book, you get more of a feeling of the characters and less of a feeling of the author. But in some scenes, it's really prevalent. The serial killer, you get to read some of his journals, which are fucked up, completely awesomely fucked up. And I enjoy the backstory, but even the journals feel like they were written by Dean Koontz and not Alton Blackwood. So again, in some of the instances, he's too strong. The author's voice is too strong, and I don't hear the character's voice. Like, I feel like, just Blackwood wouldn't talk the way he does, or say those things as he's, reminiscing about, his past and how he became the monster that he was. It just those kind of feel a little bit too much like the author and not enough like the characters. But again, those are little things that kind of, they don't necessarily pull you out in the story, but they're enough that they annoy you a little bit, but not enough to make you put down the book. Like, the book itself and the plot and what was going on and how the fuck John and his family were going to deal with this fucking paranormal serial killer that's fucking literally like possessing people and trying to kill it. Yeah, it's fucked up. That was all really awesome and like had me like on the edge of my seat, so I finished it. I read through it fairly quickly. So yeah, that part was really, 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 really well done. He's one of those authors that you like wonder, like, do you secretly kill people? Because this shit is dark. It's really like, do you? And he writes a lot of dark books, so I'm like, do you secretly kill people? Themes that are always common in Koontz's book too is there is always a dog. Koontz 100% knows how to use firearms because you can just tell in his book that he's like a gun aficionado. And there's always strong themes of family. Yeah, there's definitely those. So those are kind of like the three hallmarks that you will find. I feel like you will always kind of find in Koontz's novels. Although I have not read Thomas, so I don't know if that's kind of he strays. But for the most part, I feel like for the majority of his book, those are 9 times out of 10. Even if there's not the family element, there is always guns and dogs, like 100%. There's always, and I'm back, like I love the dogs, so it's fine. What else can I say about this book without being spoilery? Like I said, it wasn't anticlimactic. It was good. It was a good resolution to the problem. I really liked the paranormal elements and how he did it, and he kind of put those in. I've got some kind of like, but that's more like as far as and I can't really go into depth because I'd be spoiling, but I don't know. There are just some, I guess I'm kind of over some of the more cliche ways to deal with that sort of thing. And not the way you probably are thinking. Just read the book. You'd have to read the book and you'll see. But I like the way he deals with how the serial killer is possessing people and how he's able to get inside of them, and Dean Koontz's spin on the supernatural and how things can be haunted and stuff. It's scary. The way, I mean, if Koontz was right and that's how it works, then that's some scary shit. Like it's real scary. It makes you feel you get a very helpless feeling from it. Like, and I feel like that was definitely the point, to feel that kind of that level of helplessness. So yeah. He does a really good job with that. He does a good job of building up the creepiness of the story, which is good. It kind of gets more dangerous and more dangerous. It escalates, and then it's fucked up. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's definitely not your typical like your kind of Silence of the Lambs with the cop hunting the serial killer. That's not it at all. I mean, for the majority of the novel, John is literally just trying to deal and doesn't, and trying to figure some things out and come to terms with having to deal with the fact that this killer is actually dead. And actually, I mean, his leap of logic for that happens fairly quickly, but for good reason. So it's not unbelievable that he makes that jump. So that's good. That's good. You feel sorry for the victims that get haunted. Some of them, not all of them, just some of them. Yeah, it's good. Not my favorite of his, but I do. I enjoy the fast moving plot, kind of the fucked upness of it. Thomas Harris is another one of my favorite authors, so I'm a huge like Hannibal Lecter fan. So this was like right up my alley. So I enjoyed the shit out of it, even with, Dean Koontz being Dean Koontz with the way he writes sometimes. So I give it like a 3.5. I want to give it like a 3.5 because I don't think this is his best writing, but the story itself is really good. So that's why I would give it 3.5 demon goats for that. So yeah, let me put up the spoiler thing now. We'll dive into some spoilers about this one because there's some fun paranormal things to talk about in this book that I don't want to give away too much. So it's spoiler time. Chapter 1, murder. Today was my first that man is felt so defined like a sweet day. Oh my goodness. Well, today is going to express my undying love for wife. Oh, see? There you go. Tech. Yeah, it was like more fucked up than that. Where's my spoiler picture? Hang on, spoiler picture. Why do I keep losing it? Did I put it in my Twitch folder? I probably put it in my Twitch folder. Give me my spoiler alert clapper. Where's my spoiler? There it goes. Pow! That's so big. It's like giant spoiler alert clapper. We'll stick it over here. Okay. So I'm spoiling the shit out of this novel now. Don't fucking at me like, oh, Crystal, you spoiled this for me. Blah blah blah. I'm fucking warning you right now. I'm about to spoil the shit out of this book. Fucking deal with it. Are you ready? Like, leave if you're gonna leave. Okay, bye. Hi YouTube. Like, look. Wait, there it is. I'm touching it. I'm touching it. I'm touching it. Whoop. Wait, this is very hard. This is very hard. There we go. Oh, I'm touching it. I'm touching it. Okay. What's up, Alex? Getting ready to spoil the shit out of this book. So if you don't want to be spoiled, leave and then come back. And don't forget, you can join us in Discord, and I'll tell everybody in Discord when we're done spoiling the shit out of this book, because I'm about to spoil the shit out of it. Okay. All right. So there are, like, despite my problems with Dean Koontz's writing in this book, whatever, some of the paranormal stuff I liked a lot, and here's why. So the way he wrote how this serial killer did it. So, like, the serial killer, when he first started fucking killing families, and he kills, like, he kills one family of 4 every 33 days, and, like, in a fucked up manner. Like, he kills the mom, he kills the dad, like, he ends up, like, raping, then murdering the girl, and then killing the shit out of the son. It's fucked up. John's family, the protagonist of the book, his family was one of Alton's victims. But John went out that night, so he wasn't home when dude came to fuck his family up. And then he came back, saw him, fucking murdered his ass. Pew, 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 motherfucker. So he kills him. But before he kills him, Alton, like, curses John. When he, like, right before he dies, with, like, his dying breath, he, like, says some fucked up shit to John and dies. And so the way Koontz writes the story is kind of like, because John focused so much on what Alton said over the years and let it sit with him and fuck with him and kind of seep into his psyche and what the hell ever, that John kind of left himself open for this to happen to him again. Which is really interesting to me. Super, super interesting to me. Like, I liked that kind of take on it, but it was also, like, scary, because I've heard that before, because I love the supernatural and the paranormal, but I've heard that before, that, like, if you're afraid of something, that level of fear and kind of quote unquote negative emotions, they leave you susceptible to entities that kind of feed off of that. And so this was kind of like that, especially with the people that Alton possessed. So he's dead spirit, and he's also got this demonic entity attaching it to him called Ruin, which he kind of met when he was a child. So I don't even think Alton knows that he's possessed. He's just a bad fucking dude who likes killing people, and the demon was like, hell yeah, kill people, motherfucker, because I'm a demon. So when Alton possesses people, he picks people that have a little something wrong with them, and to varying degrees. Like, this one guy, he was just an alcoholic, and he just wasn't really good to his wife, and he's just kind of a bad dude, but he wasn't, like, on a murderer level, but he got possessed super quick. Like, Alton was just like, I'm in, and you can't do shit about it, and now you're fucking possessed, and you're gonna do whatever the fuck I say. Like, even to the point where he doesn't even have to possess them. Like, there's this one scene where he possesses, like, 5 fucking people, and gets all these people to hide in John's house. So he'll, like, possess them, make them hide in, like, a storage closet or something, tell them to stay, and they'll do it. So that's how, like, heavy of control he has. Like, he drops, like, a curse on them after he possesses them. And so they'll just, like, so literally, it's fucked up. And it's, like, it's scary. So, like, if you was just maybe just even, like, a little bit of a bad person, like, he'll get you. Like, the kids are homeschooled, and they have their math teacher also gets fucking possessed by this fucking spirit. And what he had done was kind of fucked up. Like, back in the war, I guess he, like, turned some people in that shouldn't have been turned in. And then it's kind of been spending the rest of his life trying to, like, repent for being a dick, so he's not a dick anymore, like, not on a serial level type thing. Like, it's fucked up, because you get in his mind when he's being possessed, and he's like, this thing is telling me to do these horrible things, and I really don't want to do these horrible things, and oh my god, what am I fucking doing, but I can't control myself. So just because he was a little bit of a douche, like, 20 years ago, nah, son, you get possessed. So, I mean, some of the people he possessed are like, yeah, possess me. Oh my god, I don't even want to be, like, held back anymore. I just want to murder motherfuckers. Like, this one chick was, like, a child killer. So she was all about being possessed. She was like, yeah. She's like, you don't even have to possess me. Like, who you want me to kill? I got you. It's fucked up. It was fucked up. So I really, that's why it felt so scary. Like, he's got a fucked up scene too where he's going to kill this one family of 4, and he's using the uncle to perform the murders. He possesses him because the uncle is already like fucked up and like had like whatever feelings for like the kid anyway, because he's like a little bit of a pedophile or whatever. But the wife, his sister, the sister of the killer who got possessed, she's like onto his whatever. She just doesn't trust him anyway, and she just kind of knows he's a bad dude. So when he breaks into the house and like shoots her husband, she's there with a fucking gun and she shoots him. So fucks the fucking Altons, the possessor slash fucking serial killer slash demon plan all up. So then he possesses the mom, which is fucked up because again, she's not. She herself is like not like when you get in her head, she doesn't really have like anything, like she's not trying to like, there's nothing like quote unquote bad about her. She just get fucking possessed. But at least to the point that she fights him a little bit, but she can only fight him by shooting herself. Like he possesses her with the intent that he's going to make her go upstairs and kill her children, and she feels it immediately. So like you feel her level of helplessness is like there's no way to just like get him out. So she literally shoots herself and injures herself, and then he fucking leaves. Because you can't fucking kill him. So yeah, it's fucked up. And then he just possesses a cop, and he kills the whole fucking family anyway. It's fucked up. It's like, I can't even like imagine like you survive what you think is an attack. You go to the hospital, you go to surgery. You're in like fucking the hospital with like your little brother and your sister, and your mom's in fucking like the ICU, and your dad's fucking almost dead, and he just got out of surgery. And then this fucking cop that is possessed comes and just murders everybody fucking anyway. And that's fucked up. Like, dad got killed, like, right after he got his surgery, and then mom's awake, and she just gets fucking killed, and then he just shoots the little kid right in the middle of the fucking waiting room, and then grabs the daughter and just jumps out a fucking window with her. Like, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Story is fucked, y'all. But yeah, that's what made possession in this book so fucking scary, is that if he just wanted to possess somebody, he just fucking could. Like, there wasn't anything you could really do to keep him out unless you were like the innocence of a child or something like that. Like that was kind of hinted at, that if you were this super innocent, righteous person or whatever, you could not be possessed. But when the book opens up, this poor, I think like 13-year-old boy, he was young, like 14-year-old boy got possessed and murdered his whole fucking family and ended up in jail, and then ended up fucking dying after Alton left him, because he didn't need him no more, and then you have to deal with the fact that you just murdered your whole fucking family. So I can't even imagine, like, what the hell was going through this poor kid's head that Alton just found a way in. I don't even know. And of course, like, John goes and talks to a priest about it, and blah, blah, blah. You know, that whole, like, can you help me, Father? Can you bless shit? Blah, blah, blah. And the priest is talking to him about, like, how demons get in and possession and stuff like that. So it was kind of tired. Like, the first family, the mom was very much into, like, alternative medicine and crystals and stuff like that. So it was kind of hinted at that because she believed in those things, it left her open, because she didn't believe in, like, God and Jesus and all that bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit for me. Might not be bullshit for you. It's bullshit for me. So that was kind of that was a thing. So I was like, I was a little tired, but whatever. I'm really tired of like witchcraft and that sort of thing being labeled as like this. I'm just over it. It's like, that's just me. It's literally like this tired trope for me where it's gotta be like, whatever. Just saying, people who practice like witches and like, you know, Wicca normally don't have to deal with possession. It's only like people who are like Christian. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, so that made the possession stuff super scary, that he was just able to jump into anybody. I like the way he possessed houses too. Like, he came home with John from, like, John went to go see the first killer and talk to him or whatever, and then I guess Alton just hitched a ride in his fucking car and came over and fucking haunted their house. And I liked the way the kids felt it, and the fucked up things that Alton did while he was possessing their whole fucking house. And then how he used that at the end with, like, locking doors, and he's able to move, you know, all his little pawns through the house because he knows where the family is at all times. It made it really scary. It made it really scary and feel like some really good and possible odds for this family to have to overcome. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Very kind of edgy of your seat, trying to figure out who the fuck was gonna die, because you kind of felt like they was all gonna die at some point. So it was good. It was good. It ended kind of cool with Minnie was the youngest, and she was kind of in tune with things like that. Poor, like, she sees dead people but she's super like sweet and innocent and whatever. And she has like some divine guidance that guided her to make this thing, and then whatever. I'll just let y'all read the book. It was cool. Wilfred the dog, their awesome dog, came back from the dead too and helped out in a couple of scenes, which I thought was cool. So he was trying to show that not all ghosts are bad, which I dig it. If I see my dog, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. Like, you're dead, you're not allowed. Like, I had a dream about my dog once. It was really sweet. My dog Angel, he's Siberian Husky, loved him to death, 17 years. Oh my God, miss him every day. But I had a dream one night that I was sleeping in bed, and then he came into my room and he got in my bed. And at first I was like, oh, Angel. And then in my dream, I realized, I remember that he was dead. And I was like, oh shit, no, you gotta go. Cause you're fucking dead. You can't be here. And he like gave me the angel look, which was super creepy. And then he left. I'm like, I don't do, if you dead, we can't hang. I don't do dead people. I don't do that. No dead people. Dead people, dead things, dead dogs, like, nah, not cool with it. But yeah. So it's a fun book. It's a fucked up book. Yeah, 3.5 demon goats on it, and I really like how he did the paranormal stuff in his book, and there are themes of that in all of his horror novels. Like this one was fucking cool. This one was really about a haunted fucking building, and I dropped it. Fuck this book. I'm kidding. This was a good book too. Another book where Dean Koontz goes out of control with the descriptions, but whatever. It was like a whole fucking haunted fucking building, and the first scene in this made me not want to get in an elevator ever again. Did not want to get in an elevator. Like, I'm already a little claustrophobic, so I don't like elevators, but the opening scene in that book, I'm like, fuck elevators, fuck old buildings, fuck all of that. His Frankenstein series is really good too, but also a little anticlimactic. Like, whatever. But he's smart. Dean Koontz he's cool. In his Phantoms book, he takes like mysteries of like armies that have just gone missing in history, and he gives a reason for that. And that's what made Phantoms, one of the reasons that it made Phantoms so scary to me. And there's also a scene in that book that's still I remember it so clearly because it just scared the fuck out of me. It was so good. It was so fucking good. What is up? What's up, Beak? What's up, Sander? What's up, Black Zero? What's up, Chimera? What's up, Hobos? I have just finished spoiling the shit out of this book. So you are safe. If you want to read it, you are safe. I just finished spoiling the shit out of it. Most excellent. I gave it 3.5. 3.5. Okay. A little bit of not the best writing from Mr. Koontz, who I really like, but good story. Good supernatural stuff. Good fucked up shit. Not anticlimactic. Because he sometimes is a little fucking anticlimactic. How are you? What is up? How was your stream? Alright, now that we've talked about the books, everybody can say bye to YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube later, goodbye. You could be hanging out with us while we go play AC Origins, but you're not, because you're not here, because you're fucking watching this on YouTube. So, bye, YouTube. Bye. See you next time. What am I reading next? I am either going to read this one. This is probably going to be it. Either this one or this one. But I'm kind of feeling this one, so this one will probably be first. This is first. This is second. And then maybe by I'm done with those, Pixel will be ready and I can finally jump back into V.E. Schwab. But we'll see. We will see. Is it a heavy read? Okay, I'm ready. There was many rat killings. I see what you did there. I see. Stranger Things season 3 was so good. Yeah. This one feels like more of a fucked up Da Vinci Code type situation with the skin map, so I'm like about it. So I'm like, I might jump into that one first. Okay, so I tried to read this one, y'all, and I don't think I'm gonna get. It's not bad. It's just a little weird, even for me. So I might come back to it because it's starting off a little slow for me, and there's some like Narnia shit going on. But I like Narnia, like it's my favorite place. It's just weird. I don't know if we're gonna get to it. Maybe. We'll see. I might try to pick it up again. I might try to pick it up again. But I'm a little like, if a book doesn't hook me in like the first couple of pages, I'm kind of like, because there's so many fucking books to read. So we'll see. We'll see about that.